This is the lab video for INTC 2020 in Lab 4. I'll be showing you how to install a printer, then deploy it using Active Directory. We're going to schedule printer access and manage queued print jobs. So the first thing we have to do before we can begin to configure the print settings is to install the printer role. We go to the server manager and click roles and click add roles, and it brings up the add roles wizard. And make sure we install the print services. Click next and next, and then print server is what we want, and as you can see that was already checked. We click next and install, and we go close as soon as it's finished. And we close out of that. Now we're going to go to Start and Administrative Tools and Print Management. This is going to bring up the Print Management snap-in. Now we're going to be adding a couple of printers. We do this by right-clicking on our server right here, 2020 Server 01, and click Add Printer. We're going to use the LPT printer port 1. We're going to install a new driver. And for this, we're just going to use the generic driver generic under manufacturer. And we're going to be using the MS Publisher color printer driver. For the purposes of this video, we'll be naming the printer MS Color 01, and the share name will be the same thing. The 01 is in reference to the server that we're on, 2020 Server 01. We'll click next and next, and it will install the printer and its driver. We're going to install another printer as well. This time we're going to be using the LPT printer port 2. We're going to install a new driver as well. And same manufacturer, but this time we're going to use the MS Publisher image setter driver. And for this printer we're going to call it the MS Mono 01. The share name will be identical. Again, the 01 is for the server that we're currently on. Then we're going to click next and next, and it will install the printer. In exercise 4.2, we will be deploying the printers using Active Directory. First, we want to make our way over to the Print Management snap-in. Click Continue. And we're going to list MS Color 01 in the directory by right-clicking on it and selecting that. And we're going to deploy MS Mono 01 using group policy. And we click Browse, and we're just going to use a default domain policy. OK. And then we want this GPO to apply to the machine rather than each individual user. And click Apply and OK to close out of that. Now we're going to install the same two printers on 2020 Server 02. I've already installed the printer server role, so all we have to do is install the printers, and we do this by doing the exact same thing that we did on 2020 Server 01. We're going to be using the same driver, MS Publisher Color Printer. We're going to name this MS Color 02, as well as the share name MS Color 02 as well. Next and finish will install it. We'd like to add another printer as well. So now we're going to install this in LPT port 2. And just like the second printer in Server 01, we'll be using the image setter driver and name this one MS Mono 02. We click next and next to install it, and we click finish. Now we'll be listing MS Color 02 in the directory and deploying MS Mono 1 with group policy. And this is the exact same thing that we did on Server 01. And we're going to be using the per machine GPO. We'll click Apply and OK again, just to confirm it. After having already restarted Server 01, we're going to go over to the printers window. As you can see, the only printer from our partner server that we can see is MS Mono 02. This is because the MS Color 02 was not deployed using group policy. If we go to the network tab, or the network window, we're going to search Active Directory for the printers that we added to it. So we change Find to Printers, then we click Find Now. And as you can see, MS Color 01 and 02 are both there. We'll connect to MS Color 02, and then we'll work our way back over to the printers window where you can see that MS Color 02 is connected. In exercise 4.3, we will be scheduling printer access. This is to prevent users from running personal jobs or printing after hours. We will also prioritize user print jobs. First thing we would like to do is add a printer. We're going to add it to LPT1, and we're going to be using the MS Publisher Color Printer driver. We're going to call this MS Color 01-PM. This is what the share name will be as well. Now after installing this printer, we're going to go to the Properties tab of the MS Color 01 printer. Then we will click on the Advanced tab, and we will allow this printer to be available during work hours, which in this case will be 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then we will click Apply, and then we're going to go to the Security tab, and we're going to add the domain users group to this list, and we're going to allow them the allow print permission, grant them the allow print permission rather. We're going to remove the everyone special identity from this access list. And then we're going to click OK. And now we're going to open up the MS Color 01-PM properties. And we're going to make sure that this printer is always available. And then we're going to set its priority to 99. We're going to click Apply. And we're going to go to the Security tab and add the domain admins group to this list. And we're going to grant them the allow print permission. And we will also be removing the everyone special identity from this list as well. Then we click Apply and OK. In exercise 4.4, we will be managing queued print jobs. This is to prevent some of the problems that users might encounter. This, we will go to the Print Management Snap-in, and we're going to right-click on the MS Mono 01 and click Properties. We're going to Sharing, and we're not going to render print jobs on client computers. This will put the majority of the load onto the server machine. We're going to start printing after the last page is spooled, as well as hold mismatched documents. Then we will click OK to save the changes. Now we're going to test some of the settings that we just set. To do that, we're going to print just this default page to the MS Mono 01 printer. We're going to print it for a total of 3 times on MS Mono 01. And then we will do the same thing to MS Mono 02, which is located on our partner server, 2020 Server 02. Again, we will be printing 3 times. As you can see, the print jobs that we sent to server 02 did not complete. This is because this printer was not configured properly. Now if we go back to the print management console and we show extended view of the printers, it'll show you the failed print jobs. But just to make things easier on us, we're going to add 2020 Server 02 to the snap-in. This will allow us to manage all printers from this server in this snap-in. As you can see, if we go to MS Mono 02, we will see them error messages that were generated. This concludes my video for Lab 4 in INTC 2020. See you next time.